And we are live. On today's episode of Homemaking with Purpose, I am once again joined by Miss Leona of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme in the Kitchen with Leona Dooley. And today we're going to be giving you 7 tips on how to reset your home after Thanksgiving. In addition to the tips, we're going to also offer some of the common mistakes that people make when it comes to a Thanksgiving reset. So, Leona, why don't you start us off? What do you see as the number one mistake that most homemakers make when it comes to resetting the home for Thanksgiving?
Oh my goodness. I have to think back to being a new home cook and homemaker because, when I did that first Thanksgiving, I thought I could put those leftovers in the refrigerator and that they would last at least a week and a half in the refrigerator. What did I know? What did I know? As soon as I opened that container, it was like, ooh, what happened?
Mhm.
So, one of the biggest number one mistakes is not properly storing your leftovers.
I
And I
have
have
to
to
agree with you
say,
there. I have to agree.
yeah, and that was one of the reasons that we suggested early that you get containers, you ask your company to bring containers so that you could share some of those leftovers with everyone else. But certainly, one of the things that we have to think about is our refrigerator organization and getting those refrigerators just right, not sticking things into the refrigerator and it gets lost in the back because that is just so easy to do. And the main thing is failing to organize our leftovers properly. And we certainly want to make sure that we have put them into their proper containers
Mhm.
and have a place in the freezer for them if possible. And most of the items that we usually have for Thanksgiving, the traditional items that we have for Thanksgiving, can be frozen, and we can certainly take them back out for another meal. But, don't leave them in the refrigerator until you try to bring them back. Store them and
I have
then
to agree
bring
with
them
you
back.
right there. That's probably, as you said, the number one mistake is leaving things in the refrigerator too long. And I will
Mhm,
admit, I was there myself at one time. But I tell
mhm,
you what, after 3 days, food that has been in the refrigerator needs to either be frozen or discarded because you
mhm.
can certainly end up with a foodborne illness because bacteria can grow in that food while it's sitting there in the fridge. So, yes, you definitely want to get it out of the fridge and get it either discarded or into the freezer. Now, what do you do with your Thanksgiving leftovers? Let's talk about that.
Well, some of the things, like for instance, yesterday I did a leftover turkey pot pie, and it was so
Love turkey
good.
pie.
Yes, and it was so comforting because it's so cold here,
Mhm.
and I'm sure all of us are in the cold at this point. But it was so nice to have that nice hot pot pie coming out of the oven for dinner. And I have on the menu for tomorrow to prepare a leftover turkey soup because I left a little bit of the turkey out. Most of it's in the freezer, but I left a little bit out, just enough for 2 meals. And so that second little batch of turkey, I've got to make sure I get into the soup tomorrow because otherwise I'm going to have to toss it out.
Gonna have to give you a boom on that one because this is what you did. You planned ahead. You decided I'm gonna make turkey carcass soup and I'm gonna make a turkey pot pie. So you
Mhm.
left out enough turkey to do those two things with, but the other portions of the turkey that might have been left, you put in the freezer for
Mhm.
another meal. And I think that is the mistake so often that our homemakers can make, is they say, well, I'm going to make this or make that. And so they leave it in the fridge, not realizing they won't need it all for the one or two things they plan to make.
That's right.
So
That's right.
so you might want to realistically, the other thing you have to think about is how long will your family want to eat leftovers?
You know it. You know it. By the time we got finished with Thanksgiving Day, I'm telling you, I don't think I wanted to see another turkey.
Well, I didn't want to see any more mac and cheese. I made enough mac and cheese for the free world over the Thanksgiving holiday because we had Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day
Hmm.
at my niece's house with
Hmm.
all of my family there. And then we had a gathering, which was another Thanksgiving dinner on
Hmm.
Friday after Thanksgiving at my brother-in-law's house, and I
Hmm.
made mac and cheese for that. So I made mac and cheese for one house, mac and cheese for the other house. Like I said, I had enough mac and cheese for the free world. I could have sent your house some mac and cheese.
I bet you, I
Oh,
wonder what's not going to be on your menu for Christmas.
well, still have mac and cheese, but I won't make as much.
There you go. There you go.
I definitely will not make as much. Okay, so I think we hit on the number one mistake is not managing the leftovers properly. So
Absolutely.
even things like your collard greens, your sweet potatoes, your mac and cheese, all those foods can be frozen.
Hmm.
And as we learned last week, your cranberry sauce can even be frozen.
Yes, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So you can freeze all those things. So you just want to
Hmm.
make sure that you plan ahead and take care of them properly. So those of you that are in the chat, let us know if there's something else that you might do that we haven't suggested to help manage those leftovers. We'll come back and check to see what you got to say about that in a minute. But we're going to go on to our tip number two. And tip number two, well, one of the mistakes that people make is delaying the cleanup.
Hmm.
So they're tired or exhausted. And I know I was so doggone tired
Hmm.
by Friday after cooking on Thursday and then cooking things on Friday. And then you got breakfast and lunch because we were in a new
Hmm.
place. And I didn't expect my sister-in-law to feed all of us, I mean, to cook all the meals. So,
Hmm.
and you're in a different place sometimes, or you've got
Hmm.
company. So you're exhausted. And so sometimes you put off starting that holiday cleanup. Your house
Hmm.
might already be in a little bit of a chaotic state, and you might be like, oh, well, I'll get to that in a few days.
Hmm.
But the bathrooms, the bedrooms, the guest rooms, all and your kitchen needs resetting, particularly the kitchen if you've been doing a lot of cleaning. And I'm thinking
Absolutely.
dishwasher has been on overload. Girl,
Hmm.
if my daughter sister-in-law's dishwasher is even going to work again, because she probably ran it 4 times after on Thanksgiving Day. She ran it quite a bit, but to cut down on the work, once you
Hmm.
break the dishes and all that, she just put
Hmm.
everything in the dishwasher. She said, if
Hmm.
you don't wash, I'll put it in there again. So most people will take care of those kinds of things.
Hmm.
Then you've got the bathrooms, the guest rooms, and you've got those other rooms that people sometimes will put off. So if you can get back on your cleaning routines as soon
Hmm.
as possible, and that's tip number two, is to get back on your daily routines as soon as possible. That will just help your after Thanksgiving reset.
It does. It really does. I can't, I got back and that was the first thing. It was kind of like, okay, get the vacuum out, get the Lysol out. And you mentioned the fact that at your daughter's house that you had that she had the dishwasher running constantly. And that's something to think about. And I know what we usually do, the dishwasher is constantly going, but as soon as it stops, either myself, we had two grandmothers there, so either myself or the other grandmother, one of us would start putting dishes away
Oh,
immediately. We're into that,
good
don't leave
idea.
those dishes in there, get them out, get them put up so that the dishwasher is empty and ready to receive
Boom.
more dishes. And
Yeah.
too, this is flu season. We've got colds, we've got flu, and all of those things. And I am a proponent of anything that goes in your mouth
Mhm.
needs to go into the dishwasher
I know
rather
you
than
like to
just
spend
hand
time.
washing.
You
You
like
know,
to sanitize.
kill, kill those germs if you can.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So the other thing when we talk about getting that cleanup started as soon as possible, one of the big ones is the dishwasher and getting all the dishes cleaned up and put away. But then the
Hmm.
other thing is if you've had guests in, you're going to have a lot of extra towels that are now dirty.
Hmm.
You're going to have extra bed linens that are dirty. So you're going to want to get those things washed up. So you want to get the wash started, but I think you might want to start with those towels because if you've got a bunch
Hmm.
of damp towels that are just kind of in the pile on the floor in the bathroom or
Yeah.
piled in the laundry hamper,
Hmm.
then you can end up with mildew growing.
Mold and mildew. Hmm.
So probably I'd say get those towels washed up first and then
Hmm.
strip the beds and get those sheets laundered and get those things put away or the beds remade so you can get ready for the next holiday.
I know. By the time you get it all done, Christmas will be here.
That's right. And I think starting the wash is so important. You know, I believe in
Mhm.
doing a load every day, sometimes two, depending upon what's going on.
Me too.
But getting the towels done, the kitchen linens done, the towels
Hmm.
done, like the body linens and that kind of
Hmm.
thing. But then also deep cleaning that kitchen because that kitchen has had a workout.
It has. It has. And the places that really get hit are all around the bottom of the cabinets that no one notices,
Oh,
down
underneath
by
the
your
little
feet.
crevice. Yes.
Mhm. Those lower cabinets. It's not so much your upper cabinets that really take the beating, it's the lower cabinets that take the beating. So, even if you wiped and cleaned everything prior to the holiday, you're going to want to make sure that you go back and recheck those lower cabinets because probably there's a little spot or two that needs to be taken care of.
Well, a bunch of little crumbs and things that might have got dropped or dripped on the floor. But the
Hmm.
other thing, think how much the microwave has been used. Because I
Yes.
know, like if let's say you've got the food set out and then everyone's getting ready to fix their plate, somebody's food's not hot enough, so they put it in
Hmm.
the microwave. And whereas I try to always put a cover over my plate, there
Hmm.
are those people that just stick that plate in the microwave
That's
and just
right.
let it warm up, and now you've got food splattered all on the top of the microwave. So the microwave's going to need to be cleaned. That's part of your
Hmm.
reset.
Hmm.
Your oven's going to need to be
Oh,
cleaned.
yeah.
Reset because you've been putting food in and out. It's certainly
Mhm.
taken a beating as well.
Oh,
And then, as
absolutely.
you already mentioned, the refrigerator.
Got to wipe it down. And
Mhm.
the good thing too about the refrigerator is that at this point, we really are resetting for
Yes.
December. And so, it's about this time. I know I did my December grocery shop,
Mhm.
and I had to go through and eliminate and clean out and do all those things to get ready just for the month of December. And I've got several things planned. And I've got get togethers planned here and away. So I knew I had to have certain things in the house in order to prepare the dishes for
Mhm.
those functions. So with that, I needed to make sure I had space in the refrigerator
Yeah.
and the freezer
Mhm.
that matter because things little things like having enough space for the butter, having ice, having all of those things.
Having enough celery,
Yes.
onions, because I realized
Mhm.
when I made chicken noodle soup for my husband yesterday because of his cold and
Mhm.
potato soup the day before, I
Mhm.
used up the last of my celery. And then I still have a couple of onions, but I don't have enough onions left to prepare for a Christmas holiday.
Mhm.
I've used quite a bit of those things getting through
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. And then funny thing, when I made him cream of wheat this morning and I gave him a little milk to pour on top, he said, "Is this powdered milk?" I said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "It don't taste like it." Well, we were out of milk because we cleared everything out of the fridge before we
Mhm.
left.
Mhm.
So since I knew I would need some milk for the cream of wheat, I used the last of my whole milk powder that I had on my prep shelf. I put
Mhm.
it in my blender, um, in my Vitamix, and blended it really good and set it in the fridge. So
Oh.
it was nice and cold. And he said, "This was the powdered milk." I'm like, "Yeah." So
Yeah.
it's really good. So it
Yeah.
looks like the chat is hopping over here
Yeah.
to see what folks have got to say. And I'll go ahead and introduce us for those that have joined us late. And for those of you that have just joined us, welcome to Homemaking with Purpose. I am your host, Denise Jordan, and with me is co-host Leona Dooley from Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme in the kitchen with Leona Dooley. And we are telling you about the common mistakes most homemakers make with their Thanksgiving, well, post-Thanksgiving reset. And then we're following up with some tips, 7 tips on how you can reset your home to make things easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as always, this episode of Homemaking with Purpose is brought to you by Apron Diva. And pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. So we are running our Cyber Week sale, and everything in the shop is on sale. So even our Christmas items and our best-selling Christmas aprons are now on sale as well. And there's plenty of time to get your things before your upcoming holidays. So check us out at www.aprondiva.com. So, Leona, let's see who is over here. So here's my sister from another, Mr. Cal from,
Oh,
she's in Oklahoma. Hey, Cal, how you doing? And then there's Kathy Young. And Luann has joined us. She hasn't joined us for a while. Luann,
yay.
it is always good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And let's see. So Cal says hey to both of us. And then there's Kadia, little sister who is an herbal educator. Kadia,
Mhm.
don't you look beautiful in your
She does. So pretty.
that? And then Celia Craig is from Buffalo. Hi, CC. It's good to have you. And Christina, she likes to see both of us. So Christina J, she goes to your channel and she comes over here. And hey, Sue H, we haven't seen her for a little bit.
Mhm.
Oh, Cal, that's too funny. She said she didn't have dress.
What?
Don't know how to make it. Cal, both Leona and I both have videos on how to make dressing. Girl, you just got to go to our channel and watch one of our videos. We look this up. And then, yes, Kadia, you can freeze
Absolutely.
greens.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, to prepare them for the freezer, you have to blanch them first.
Mm-hmm.
You just put them in the hot water for so many seconds, then you dunk them in a cold water bath. You can do the same thing. You can go ahead and cook them completely and then freeze them, and they taste so tender and wonderful. Leona, you freeze
They
your
do.
greens, don't you?
I do. I do. I always make sure, even if I just clean them, blanch them, and put them in a bag, I always make sure that my greens hit the freezer. And that's because of the fact that they really are much more tender after you've taken them out of the freezer. And if you
Mhm.
think about it, typically when they're picked, if your greens are picked after a freeze, if the farmer then picks them, you have better greens and they taste better. And so think about it. That's what we're really doing, is that we're eliminating the farmer and we're taking care of that freeze ourselves.
Well, I've heard so many people say, well, I won't pick my greens until the frost hits them. I thought, well,
Mhm,
if we wait till the frost hits them, they'll be rotten in this area because you start the greens
mhm,
in say April or not
mhm.
April, you start the greens in May, you
May.
can have a good batch of greens in
Mhm,
July.
mhm.
And you certainly can't wait until November for a first frost.
That's
But
right.
I have since learned, though, that in this area, you could also plant a crop of greens later in the fall, and
Mhm,
they could do okay then too. But,
mhm,
our growing season is so short here in Indiana. When you
mhm,
think about, we have from probably May through the early part of November, and then that's
mhm.
it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so I got
Mhm.
to get mine out. But what you said is correct, though. You put them in the freezer, and they just taste so much more tender. So
They
that,
do.
hey, there's your friend Tamara.
Hi, Tam.
Good to have her here.
Absolutely.
And Tina is here as well. She's saying hello.
Oh,
Kathy says so thankful for her dishwasher.
me
Kathy, today
too.
for the first time I put a pot in the dishwasher. I never put pots in the dishwasher. I always hand
Mhm.
wash them. But my sister-in-law put everything in the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
Pots, casserole dishes, everything. She says she does it all the time. So I thought, well, I'll get
Mm-hmm.
rid of that pot. Came out nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. But I'm one of those people who washes my dishes before I wash my dishes. Do you do that?
Yeah, I do that too. I do that too. I give them a little scrub, and it says on the like Cascade container that you don't have to do that. That it needs substance in order for it to hold on to
Yeah.
clean. I just I
I do
can't
too.
trust that.
You ladies out there in the chat, let us know. Do you wash your dishes before you wash your dishes? Meaning, do you rinse them before you put them in the dishwasher? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, let's see.
Absolutely.
There's Evelyn. And Christina says this is a good topic. And I think this is a good topic because right now,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I mean. It's not, tomorrow will be a week from Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cal. Her sister passed away 4 days before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
so
sure that was
sorry.
a time. So
Oh.
sorry. Yeah, those are very difficult times. When you have a death this close to the holiday, it's just
Mm-hmm.
because you got that empty chair for the first time, and
Mm-hmm.
it is tough. We're sorry about that.
I am so sorry.
Oh, Michelle, thank you. I appreciate
Oh, that's sweet.
it. Okay. And then Luann says, yeah, Luann is talking to Cal.
Mm-hmm.
There's Nitty T
Nitty T.
and Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hi.
We always see her when we're on Creatively Miss Me show. She's always
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. So now Luann says she rinses hers before she puts them in the dishwasher.
Okay.
Hey, Carol is on. Well, hey, Carol, it's been ages
Oh.
here. She's been leaving comments on my Instagram, I think, though. So it's good to see you, Carol. So Shanae says she doesn't trust the dishwasher. Those little crumbs in the washer doesn't get, so she does hers too.
Mm-hmm.
And Sue says
See?
she washes the dishes before she puts them in there. My son's like, well, what's the point of putting them in the dishwasher? You're doing all of this, but hey. And Tina washes hers before she puts them in. So see,
Mm-hmm.
we are not alone.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's get back on task. Then we've had a chance to chat with everyone and see what they had to say. So let's go to tip number 3. You want to get us started with tip number 3?
I will. Now, Thanksgiving decor. Now several of you I know prior to the Thanksgiving holiday had said that you leave your fall decor up through Thanksgiving, because I was sharing the fact that the fall is gone, Christmas is up, and I do that purposely. And at this point, if you still have the fall decor lurking, now is the time. Now is the time to pack it up, decide what you're going to keep and what you're going to donate. And I know I'm at that point that if I'm not using it, it's going to go in one of two places. It's either going to get donated or it is going out there to the trash, one of the two. And so now is a good time to be able to make those selections. And you want to do it now before you're really under the pressure of having to do it, or that you have both the fall decor and the Christmas decor to have to put up at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't do that. So
Well,
try to start now.
I've only got a very little fall decor out. I had my husband get all the bins down out of the attic, and I only got the entryway donated, the entryway decorated, and I was going to like do the porch and do this and do that, and for whatever reason, I didn't get the porch done because I was going to get it done so I could be in Michelle's fall porch decor
Mhm.
class. Didn't get it done.
I didn't either.
When he was working in the garage, getting the garage cleaned out so he could get his boat put away and get the
Mhm.
car in, he put everything in there up. He put all my fall decor up. And then he came in the house and said, and what about this right here? Now, I only had a wreath on the wall um, one little pumpkin and a wreath on the door. I'm like, that's fall decor. Can we at least leave that up until Thanksgiving? Well, it's going to take me 5 minutes to take down my fall decor. I've already got
Mhm,
my little giant blue glad bag that the wreaths will go in.
mhm,
I'll give him that to put back up. And so that'll
mhm,
be down tomorrow. And I
mhm,
was hoping to at least get the entryway started tomorrow.
mhm,
But since he's been sick with a cold, I don't know if he's going to want to be getting up on a
mhm.
attic as cold as it is right now. I might have to wait
Yeah,
next week for that.
I
But
know.
fall decor left. And a lot of people put up their Christmas decor the day after Thanksgiving.
Mhm, mhm.
My
Now,
mom
I
used
have to say our family does it early,
mhm.
and, we typically, by the time Thanksgiving comes, and that's not just me, my daughter does the same thing. They usually have all their trees are all already up and decorated, everything's done. And, even the outside, even if they don't turn the lights on yet,
Mhm.
they still have everything in place so that once Thanksgiving's over with, the next day, they can turn it on. And so I still have a few things left that I still need to do for, like the windows. I still have to hang the wreaths and
I have
those kind
no
of
Christmas
things.
decor started. Mine is all up in the attic. So I'm hoping my
Mhm,
husband can start getting that out this weekend
mhm,
so I can get that started. Because I like to get the entryway down first, and then I like to do the kitchen, and
mhm.
then the porch, and then I get the big tree up in the living room. We
Yeah.
used to wait until a few days before my son's birthday, which was December 11th. And so we would
Mhm,
have it up by his birthday, and
mhm.
then there'd be Christmas decor in all his birthday pictures. And then my husband
Aw.
was going to take it down before New Year's, depending
Mm,
upon when they had to go back to school.
mhm,
He wanted to have everything put away before he had to go back to school. He didn't want to have to worry about that.
mhm.
So now, he's like he still tries to be on that cycle, and he don't have any. So we'll see. But okay, I'm digressing now. Okay, so packing away
So,
Thanksgiving.
packing away.
Mhm.
But I think one of the big things is that if something's broken, as you find broken items, don't try to glue them. I know I found a little snowman and his little star had broken. Well, I very nicely, because he looked so cute, I was running around trying to find glue to glue the star on. And then it dawned on me, why? You know, so he went away, not to come back. And it's always nice to donate, to be able to take it to your particular place that you like to donate, whether it's the Goodwill, whether it's oh, what's the other place? There's another
Salvation Army.
place. Yes, Salvation Army. But it's always nice to be able to do that, because there are people out there who really do need or would like to have some decor, and at least they're able to get it at a less price,
Mhm.
if not free in some places. And so certainly, if you know of someone, know of a family that may be struggling, and perhaps
Mhm.
Christmas decor is not at the top of their list, it would be very nice if you could, put some things together, that's nice, and put them together, put them in a bag, and take it to them to be
Exactly.
able to use. And so that's always nice. And, so what it basically does is to be able to clear the space, clear the air. And that's what we're doing now, trying to reset. So we're trying to get a fresh breath before December 1st
Yeah,
and be ready to go.
be ready to go. One of the things that's near and dear to my heart that I think is something else that you want to do to help reset your home is to refresh your towels and your linens. It's like get
Mhm.
that laundry started. And
Yes.
sometimes I'll even just start the laundry while I've still got company here. Sometimes I'll
Mhm,
run around and just grab all the towels
mhm,
because when you have so many people in the house and you probably don't have enough places to hang all those different
mhm,
towels. And then I figure I don't want them worried about, well, whose washcloth was this? Who had this towel? I just collect them
mhm,
all, throw them in the wash, and then everybody can just get some new stuff for the next day.
mhm,
But definitely after everyone's gone, I like to collect all those towels because I don't
mhm.
want that damp towel odor to arrive.
Sitting. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now, do you try to kind of color code when you have guests? Give a particular room a particular color
I
so
really
that they can.
can't. I can't because I've pared down my towels to the point that they're pretty much all the same. Like for
Okay.
my husband, I've got a set of green and beige striped towels. I have
Mhm.
a set of brown and beige striped towels. And
Mhm.
I got a set of brown towels. So
Mhm.
you're gonna get one of those three. And I don't have like good towels for guests anymore because it's
Mhm.
usually just the two of us here, and
Mhm.
we don't use the brown towels as much. So those brown towels are probably the best ones because they're still
Mhm.
nice and thick and plush, almost like new because they only get used when guests come. But
Mhm.
they're in there, and you could grab them out if you chose to.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't. When the little girls and I should quit saying little girls because they're 11 and 13 now, but when they would come, I would make sure they each had a different color
Mhm. Mhm.
because then, or I used to buy them those little um, bath scrubbers.
Mhm.
Maybe I
Mhm.
would buy one a duck and one a pig and one a
Mhm.
butterfly and one a frog or something like that. So they each had their own different little scrubby, those kinds of
Mhm.
things. But you know, we didn't have those anymore because they're too big for those now. So, yeah,
They've grown up.
yeah, they've
Oh,
grown up.
yeah. But even when my company's here, I typically run the washer every day. It's running every day because that's just the only way to keep up with the laundry. Now,
Hmm.
my guests know that at our house, when just before they leave, they strip the beds, and
Mm.
I usually put fresh linen in their room, and so most of the time they will go ahead and put it on the bed,
Oh,
and which is so nice, for that to happen because then I
mhm.
don't have to do it.
Yeah,
And
I can
so
see that. That's a
that
good.
works out very well. So it's kind of a revolving door. So because I do have some guests that they come a little more frequently. And
Oh,
so because of that, so they know. And when I go to their house, I do the same thing. I know where the linen is, and I just go in, get a set of linen. And before we leave, we walk out the door. I make sure that the bed has been,
mm.
stripped and it has clean linen on it.
No,
So
I should have done that. I didn't do that when we left Walt's house, but I did clean the bathroom. I cleaned the bathroom. It had
mhm.
an ensuite, so I cleaned the bathroom, got
Mhm,
all the towels and in a little pile on the floor, and
mhm,
made sure that everything was nice, clean, and neat. And I let her
mhm,
know the bathroom's been clean. Didn't
mhm,
strip the bed yet because I wasn't sure if my grandson was going to get in it or not. He
mhm.
was down in the man cave, and I thought, well, he might
Aha.
want to come upstairs for everybody else. He said, no, I'm good in the man cave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so Jill stripped that bed, and then, but I
Mhm,
suppose so. Well, she stripped all the beds upstairs and had the linen downstairs so that
mhm,
Rhonda could throw them in the wash. So, oh,
mhm.
well, what about putting away your extra dining and serveware? So, tip number 5 is putting away extra dining ware and serveware. And in one aspect, it's like, well, you're going to need it again in a few weeks, but you got to have somewhere to put it if you're going to
Mhm,
leave it out. So, for me, it's easier just to go ahead and put it back up in the
mhm,
closet or in the pantry. But at least now I know it's been washed recently. I know
mhm,
exactly what I need, what I
mhm,
have, and what I don't have. So if there's something that I need for Christmas that I didn't have or that I used up at Thanksgiving, I can put that on the list to get ready for the next big holiday. So the next big holiday after Thanksgiving, as far as I know, is Hanukkah and then Christmas and then
mhm,
Kwanzaa. So if
mhm.
there's some other ones that I'm not aware of, that at least gives you time enough after Thanksgiving to get started on those other festival or feasting kind of days.
That's true. Well, see, I already know as far as serveware is going to go, we are going to be using paper and plastic.
Mhm.
So all that's been ordered, it's ready to go. And so I don't even have to worry about, my dishes, those kind of
Mhm.
things. So they are put up and put, they're clean and put away.
Mhm.
So they're out of the way. And it's nice to know after Thanksgiving because there's always your cookware that you use. There's certain things that you only use at
Yes.
Thanksgiving, and then it might come out for Christmas, but in today's world, most of the time it doesn't,
Mhm.
because I don't know how many of you in the chat are at that point where your Christmas dinner is very different from your Thanksgiving dinner. Our Christmas dinner is much more laid back.
Mhm.
So because of that, it's not as formal. So, I'll have, we have the crock pots, we have those kind of things. But as far as the silver and, the
Mhm.
glass and the whole to do, we don't have that.
I think ours is going to be different this Christmas Day. I'm not
Mhm.
sure how yet. I have to talk to Jill to see what her thoughts are because
Mhm.
we're going to see The Color Purple at 3 o'clock on Christmas Day.
Oh.
I already ordered tickets. So it's like, well,
Mhm.
we're going to the movies at 3 o'clock.
Mhm.
Probably won't get home till 6 or 6:30. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do about dinner? And I certainly don't want to have dinner early because
Right.
we always have like omelets and pancakes and a big brunch for breakfast.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do for dinner on Christmas. So it could be something a little different than what we normally do. I do already have the turkey, but we'll see what
Mhm.
happens. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, let's see what they're saying over here in the chat. It's hopping again. Let's see. Shania says she loves the time
Oh,
here. As a 30-year-old woman new to homemaking and having children and a family, this space is, oh, thank you.
that is so sweet.
That's our whole purpose, Shania, is to
Mhm.
minister to our young homemakers,
Absolutely.
home cooks.
That's right.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you are a subscriber to Miss Leona's channel because, honey, girlfriend cooks it up over there. She cooks it up. I have learned so much from watching you cook stuff. So yes, so you can certainly learn how to cook some things over there. And most of the things you cook are down to earth and fairly
Mhm.
easy. And then you're such a good teacher that it's just easy to follow. So I'm glad that she's found us.
That is so nice.
Oh, Stacy doesn't use her dishwasher.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Ooh.
listen, Stacy, if you've got a dishwasher, but you don't use it, you need to at least run it at least once a month just to clean it. Because what I've learned from one of my sisters who didn't use hers and she lived in an apartment, you could get gnats and different little things like that. They like to get into the piping of the dishwasher and then
Mhm.
come up through the drain. So at
Mhm.
least run it once a month just to run
Mhm.
it with a dishwasher cleaner or something like that
Yeah.
just to make sure everything is nice and clean in there.
On a very hot cycle.
Yeah. Oh, and she's got 90% of her decor up.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
our palette and Christmas palette is
Mhm.
similar. That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tam puts up their tree the day after Thanksgiving. It's now a
Mhm.
tradition. They look forward to putting up everything.
Oh, my son does that as well.
Yeah. My sister Blue Sky, she would always do that, put hers up the day after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Hey there, Ethel, how you doing?
Hello.
Good to have you here. I hope you're doing well. She said in one of her messages that she had been a little bit under the weather.
Oh.
So let's see. So I think Cal has Christmas lights in her windows. I think
Uh-huh.
autocorrect corrected her. Hey, the work from home wife of Atlanta. I don't know when I've talked to her. How you doing?
Tania.
Is that
Yeah.
right, Tania?
Uh-huh.
She says she loves fancy plastic silverware,
Me
especially
too.
gold. Okay. Oh, curtains. She says curtains. That's what that.
Okay. Oh, they are so pretty and they're pretty to look at.
Oh, December 1st, Cal's birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Cal. Gold.
Oh, gold. I like that.
Cal said she'll be 68. Well, congratulations.
Yay.
Nice age to be.
It is. And it only gets better.
Yes. So Carol says her tree is up and the lights are on, but she does need to put on the ornaments.
Mhm.
She started decorating everything else, and it will take her a couple more days. Like I said, I'm
Mhm.
hoping to get started on Saturday.
Yeah, take your time. Take your
Yeah.
time. Got plenty of time.
So for those of you that have just joined us and who've joined us late, Welcome to Homemaking with Purpose. I'm Denise Jordan. We've got Leona Dooley from Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme with Leona Dooley with us, and we're listing common mistakes that people make in regards to their after Thanksgiving reset, and then giving some solutions for those. So if you've missed to this point, you're going to have to catch the replay. And then, as always, this episode of Homemaking with Purpose is brought to you by Apron Diva, and we're running our Cyber Week sale, and every single item in the shop is on sale. So check us out. We've got some of the lowest prices of the season. Okay, so let's get on to Miss Leona has a special surprise, or I should say an exciting announcement to share. So Leona,
An exciting announcement. Now, I know some of you already know this, but I had the pleasure of setting up a new and first time cookbook. It's called The Home Cook's Time in the Holiday Kitchen. And I know quite a few of you have already purchased the cookbook. It's only $6.50. It's inexpensive. I wanted it inexpensive because of the fact that we have young home cooks who are sitting right here in our chat. And we know of young home cooks. And I know some of you gave yours away to someone who you knew, who was young and who was new. And, don't just think home cooks as far as wives. Think of home cooks as college students or whomever it might be, who are someone who's just new in an apartment. But certainly, this book is geared not so much for the Christmas day or Thanksgiving day. It is geared for those weekdays that we are trying to get the meal on the table, and we want our meal on the table to be delicious. And we want to be able to do it with an easy, quick weeknight meal. So I fill this book with easy, quick weeknight meals so that you're able to get to the holiday, have wonderful food for your family, and their recipes. Think about recipes as beginnings, and it gives us an opportunity to be able to, if we want to have someone over, they can certainly do that. Most of them, depending upon the size of your family, the quantity will be enough that you can actually get 2 meals out of it. And so those are all the things that home cooks need to know. And so not only will you have weeknight meals, but there's breads, there's desserts, all of those things are in this cookbook.
Is there sourdough?
I didn't do the sourdough. I didn't do mainly because that'll be in the next one. But the sourdough, I thought, for a new cook at this point, they want to be able to get that bread done. And
you got your rolls in there?
Huh?
You got your rolls in there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're in there.
I'm gonna make those rolls.
Oh yeah. And Denise, I have a new recipe for rolls that is even easier and almost equally as delicious as the Parker House rolls. So we're going to be doing that pretty soon too. We'll be working that out. But I'm so excited. So if you have not picked yours up, I certainly hope that you will do that and share it with someone else. And certainly give a gift to someone else who needs a little help. And another thing is that it's nice because this cookbook is going to take you into 2024. It has recipes for every day. And so I'm looking forward to the feedback. I know some of you I've already heard from, and it has certainly been great. So I appreciate everything that all of you are doing and your support. Thank you, Denise. And thank you, those of you who are in the chat and those of you who are here but may not necessarily talk, because we know we do have people who are out here.
Well, thank you. Now, you guys be sure and check out Miss Leona's cookbook. And then, let's see, Hillary says she's doing as well as can be expected, although she said quite a fright went out oh my, wow, a huge opossum in her backyard.
Oh, no.
But they're just A surprise. Okay. And
Yeah.
then Dr. Star. Hello, Dr.
Hi.
Star. Oh my.
Oh.
Well, that sounds fun. She'd like to see
Hmm.
with our daughters and hear a my daughter
Actually,
is so doggone busy. That would be something fun. Then your daughter is pretty busy too, but
she's pretty busy too, but actually I have if you go back and look through lunchtime, I have a lunchtime where the two of us sat down and had a conversation on homemaking and cooking. So it's on my channel already, but we do plan to do another one
I'll
because.
have to talk to Jill and see if she'd be interested because that would be fun if you could
Hmm.
get your Kim, is it right?
Uh-huh.
If you could get Kim and I could get Jill and we could do a show where the four of us were on there together. And Jill's usually home by this time.
And Kim's home
Well, we'll have
at
to see
this
what we
time.
can plan for 2024.
All
Dr.
right,
Scott, you
that
give us
sounds good. We'll bring in the new year.
yeah, yeah. We'll have to see what we can do for that. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. So we've given our 5 tips. So tip number 6 then is going to be refresh the entryway.
Hmm.
Now, for me, especially right now, since fall is really just literally just kind of moving away. We had
Hmm.
snow on Sunday, but we still have leaves everywhere, fallen leaves. And so for me, we have to sweep the porch to get all the leaves off, get them raked out to the curb. The city
Hmm.
still got to get all those picked up. But it's time to get that fall stuff put away, as you mentioned, but bring out the Christmas decor. I at least like to get my Christmas wreath on the front door, and I wouldn't mind getting a new one this year too, because the two that I've got, one in the hallway and one on the door, I've had them for several years. So I would love to
Hmm.
get a new one.
Hmm. There are a lot of designs that are out there at stores like Ross, and I was at TJ Maxx. They had beautiful wreaths that are still available.
Hmm.
And so, if you aren't one to make your wreath,
Hmm.
which then that gives you certainly some great options.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all of them,
Yes.
they always have
Yes.
their wreaths on sale, and they could even be
Mhm.
close to being like 50% off, depending upon
Mhm.
where you go. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I might try to get a new wreath for my door because I like for the guests to feel welcome when they come up on the porch and
Mhm.
they come to my door. I want that welcoming wreath to be right
Mhm.
there. And I had
Absolutely.
a couple other things on the porch. One of them was a sled
Mhm.
that I'd gotten at a thrift shop, but I ended up over time it got broken.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we still have those pieces, but I might have my husband just discard it this year. I
Mhm.
I was going to have him try to fix it.
Mhm.
It's like, you know what? Just let it go and just get something new.
Now, do you have one of those large, tall welcome signs
I do.
on your porch?
Yes,
Mhm.
Noel. I've got one
Yes.
of those, and I usually put a
Mhm.
small Christmas tree and some stuff out there. So
Mhm.
I do have things out there that I like to do. So I can't wait to get
Mhm.
those out. I love to put up Thanksgiving decor and I love to put up Christmas decor. Christmas,
Absolutely.
but I don't put out as much as I used to. So one
Mhm.
of the things that I would suggest that as you, for my tip number 7,
Mhm.
is that as you begin to do your reset, also have out your donation box. So, like
Mhm.
you said, you're going to have a box, and things are either going to go in the trash or in the donation box. Have that seasonal decor box ready so that the items that no longer serve you can go in the donation box or they can go in the trash. Because I think one of the mistakes we often make is just packing things up. They go back up in the attic, and then we don't look at them again. And then the next year comes and we still don't use some things, or some things are still broken and we should have got rid of it the year before.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and then we do have a bonus tip. And the bonus tip is begin planning for the next holiday.
Mhm.
Ladies and any gents that might be on here, start planning for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever your holiday is now.
The new year.
The new year, yes. I was forgetting about
Mhm.
New Year's, but start planning for those
Mhm.
holidays now. And then
Mhm.
kind of as you plan, you can back into them. So plan on when you want to have dinner, what time, what you need
Mhm.
to help out, and just kind of back it on the calendar so that you can just kind of gradually get things done.
I think this is probably the major time that I stay on top of my calendar because there's just so much going on during the month of December,
Mhm.
some of which involves me directly,
Mhm.
or some are just those things where I have to make sure that I'm at a certain place at a certain time,
School
whether it's
concerts, school
yes,
plays, things with the
yes.
children or with the
Mhm,
children, those kind of things.
mhm,
So you got to think about those. The
mhm.
other thing is that, like you said, make sure your calendar is up to date. So even if you don't have a big expensive planner, just plot them
Mhm,
on a calendar that you keep in the kitchen next to your refrigerator or somewhere so you
mhm.
know what's going on. And then give yourself some days to get that decorating done. So you
Yes,
don't have to do it all at one time. And then start any gift buying early enough so you're not
yeah.
stressed at the last minute trying not only to buy gifts, but then have to wrap them. And if you got to mail them, I think I saw that you need to have things in the mail. I believe it was December 11th.
11th is the date. I was in the post office yesterday and I had my husband dying laughing. I was telling him, I said, I went in and I was expecting a lot of people, but it wasn't bad as far as the people were concerned. But one whole wall of the post office were stacks of boxes to be mailed.
Already?
Already,
Oh,
already. I had never seen it look like a sea of boxes.
wow.
And I went, oh my goodness. And they had designated people who were over there busily trying to work through these boxes. I mean, they were up over their heads. And so, guys, if you have things that have to be mailed, do
Mhm.
it as soon as possible. Because I don't know about your post office, but our post office is taking care of the UPS types of things. But in addition to that, some of them are even doing Amazon
Amazon, yes.
deliveries as well, and none of this had anything to do with Amazon. All of this were just people, sending gifts or returning things. I could see stickers with Wayfair, stickers with this,
Yeah.
that, and the
I think a
other.
lot of places are taking advantage of, I won't say taking advantage of using the post office. Maybe they pay the post
Absolutely.
office to mail things for them.
Hmm.
But yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you can't wait. You
Mm-mm.
cannot wait.
Nope.
And even with Christmas cards, for those who are sending Christmas cards, we have to get those out early. Yeah, I see you got yours.
I need to do something with them though. It does not do me much good to have them sitting here on the desk.
Well, I have mine finished. I haven't put the stamps on them. I got stamps yesterday because I'm so picky about what the stamp needs to look like. And so I have the stamp. So I'll take care of that tomorrow and try to get them taken care of. Let's see. I see my blessed nest.
Oh, let's see. You're right. I should be.
Oh, Sue, that's so sweet. We
Oh,
had a good time doing
I'll
that.
have to go look at that. I didn't see
Mhm.
that. And then Michelle said she purchased your cookbook for her daughter who was married in July.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
That's
that is
so nice.
so nice. Well, Michelle, let us know how things go.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
Carol.
that's a good idea. Oh, you are
Wow. Carol, you are ahead.
yes.
Well, I already know that my son and the little girls are not going to be coming for Christmas because we were just there
Mhm.
for Thanksgiving. And, with this strike actor and all the strike in Hollywood stuff is just now wrapping up, but they're not
Mhm.
back to work yet.
Oh.
No, they still got to dot a few I's and cross a few T's for the contracts and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So as they start to get projects, they have to get actors, and then once they get the actors, then they can start to hire graphic designers and makeup artists and all that. It's like trickle
Mhm.
down. So, like some of them haven't worked since January. So they won't be coming out for Christmas. So it's like I
Wow.
already know that I'm gonna need to mail stuff because they were
Mhm.
here for my son's 10th anniversary.
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, they're not gonna be able to come back out at Christmas
Mhm.
time. So
Mhm.
I'll just go ahead and I got the list from one of the girls. I need to get the list from the other one so I can get those mailed. And I could just order the stuff from Amazon, but I want to be able to wrap them myself, put grandma's
Mhm.
special little touches on it, and then mail
Mhm.
them and ship them myself. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
going to do.
Yep, that's what I like to do. The kids laugh because I like to totally wrap them in all their Christmas pretties and
Yes,
then put them into the box.
exactly.
And then I actually wrap the outside of the box and
Oh,
put their
yeah.
mailing label on top. So when it goes to the post office, everybody knows my boxes because they look like Christmas packages.
Now the wrapping paper doesn't get all torn up in the mail?
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
Oh, okay.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
So Nitty T's got to mail her international gifts this weekend. Okay, that's
mm-mm.
nice to know.
Now I did find out yesterday, Nitty T, that there are stamps that are only for international mailing.
Oh,
I
I,
didn't know that. So when I was selecting the stamps for my Christmas cards, the first one that I wanted, I couldn't get because it's specified for international
oh, okay.
mailings.
That's
I
nice
didn't
to
know that.
know. Okay. Well, so Sue says in case there's bad weather before Christmas, they do cause delays in transportation. So mail
Mhm.
early. So yeah, you're
That's
right.
true. That is so true.
And hello, Ann. It is
Hi,
so good to have
Ann.
you with us as well. Okay.
Oh, good.
Well, I don't have any other tips and tricks to share. So just as a reminder for those of you just joining us, we gave tips on and the biggest mistakes that people make with their Thanksgiving reset and some tips on what you need to do. And then Miss Leona also shared her new cookbook, a home cooks. And let me see, I can pull it up again real quick.
I got it here.
Okay, never mind. So yeah, so you can get that ordered on Etsy. This is how you can find it: A Home Cooks Time in the Kitchen by Leona Dooley on Etsy.
Mhm,
And let me invite you to sign up for our newsletters. Both of us have a newsletter. I'll put
mhm,
that link in the description box. It's not in there
mhm.
yet. I forgot to put it in there, but I will get that in there. Oh, I want to ask this. So we're working on some new pieces for the shop.
Oh,
Half aprons. Well, let me back up.
oh, how pretty.
This is like a 1940 because you see how full it is.
Yeah, I love the
My hip
pleats.
pocket. So what do you
Oh,
guys think?
oh, I like that.
So this is our plans for 2024 is to have some half aprons in there. So we'll see what people think.
Oh, goodness. You had one half apron, the one that had roses.
Yes.
I love that apron. And I get so many compliments with that apron. So that's great.
Okay. Well, we'll let people know. We'll see what other people think.
Yeah.
Oh, so so Nitty likes it.
Oh, the 16th is the latest date.
Okay. Oh, select the physical address and not the post office.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then the work from housewife of
Mia,
Loretta is giving you congratulations.
thank you.
Michelle
Thank
likes
you.
half aprons. Oh, oh, this has been one of our best sellers for the last couple of years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, Leona, do you have anything else to share with our guests?
Well, I think we have pretty well just about taken care of it. But you know what, guys? If there's anything that we missed, certainly put it in the comment box. Or if you have questions or something that you'd like for us to add, or a subject that you'd like for us to talk about between now and the big day, certainly let us know. And we'd be happy to get together and chit chat because we like to do that.
Oh, definitely. We like to do that. And I was just thinking about Christina J. She's our young homemaker here. She's
Mhm,
30. So we've already talked about how to prep for Thanksgiving. So
mhm,
everything we told you for Thanksgiving, you can kind of use to prep for Christmas.
mhm,
So let us know if there's something that you need us to address as we come upon that holiday.
mhm.
All right.
We have lots of good plans coming.
Yes, we do. All right, ladies and any gents that are out there, it was good to have you with us as always, and we will see you next time.
All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.